withdrawal from that external experience. Let's see, what else? 2 blocks and a blanket. You can use any more props that you have that you would like. What else is there? I think that's really it. This is our last element class, so kind of sad about that, but also kind of happy to move on to, I think we're going to do chakras next. So we'll see. And Anna, did you just join? Hi. Okay. I hope you're enjoying the rain and the hydration out there this morning. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So for the beginning of this class today, I'm going to stay here at my computer. I have a script that I want to read to you guys, but I want you to go ahead and get into your Savasana, your yogi nap. So this is what it's going to look like. You're going to grab your 2 blocks. If you didn't bring blocks, you can use a big pillow or maybe 2 smaller pillows, but they're just going to go underneath your knees or behind your knees. So if you have blocks, though, you can decide what side the blocks need to be on. So I like to start with them on the medium height. So this just kind of tells me when I lay down if I want to have higher height or lower height. So start with the medium height. All right, so underneath the knees, go ahead and lay down onto your back. You may need to readjust those blocks just a little bit, but what we're looking for is just a nice comfortable position. Your low back should feel a little bit of release, so if you have any compression down there, bending the knees helps take a little bit of pressure off of that low back area. So once you get here, start to get comfortable. If you need to move the blocks to a different height, move the blocks. Now is a great time to grab your blanket. If you're cold, drape it over your whole body. If you feel all right, though, I'm going to have you just place the blanket on your abdomen area. Just give yourself a little weight. It's kind of like a blanket hug. And then let your hands rest by your side or even overhead, maybe even on your belly. Wherever it's comfortable, there's no right or wrong. So the point of getting into this supported Shavasana is to help allow your body to get comfortable and relax. So any other props that you might need, grab them. I'm going to sit up so I can walk you through this meditation. So you stay in your Shavasana, stay breathing. So this class is all about ether. What is ether? Ether is the space in between. So when you think about the space in between, I really like to allow my mind to go to our breath. We breathe in, we breathe out, but the space in between is that small pause between the inhale and the exhale. It fills that space to where we notice nothing. It's seamless, it's smooth, and it's a transition. So as you're breathing in and out here, just notice that is this emptiness, that is the space or the ether. In Sanskrit, they call space or ether akasha. And they describe it as the spiritual force that connects all of the elements. So it connects water, fire, earth, air, wood, metal, all of the elements. It connects them because it is the space in between that makes up all of those elements. So I did write this down. These are not my words. I'm going to bring it over here because I think it's a really good description of how ether is in our world. It is cold because it lacks warmth from fire. It is dry because it lacks hydration from water. It is light because it lacks weight from the earth. And it is non-moving because it lacks air. It fills all the spaces in between the elements. So now that we know that it fills the space, where does it originate? The yogis, the Hindus, they believe that the origin of ether was from basically sound. They call this word shabda, and it is the primordial sound. It is the sound before we can actually hear anything with our very own ears. And that is why this element governs our ears. It also governs our throat, and it governs our ability to speak from authenticity and to speak from a place of love and happiness. So those are the key characteristics of ether. So how do we feel it? Sometimes we'll feel imbalanced and sometimes we'll feel balanced. So if we're feeling imbalanced, we could suffer from maybe depression. We will feel empty or lacking of. We may feel less confident, unable to fully express ourselves. So how do we bring that back into balance? This practice that we're going to do right here today, that's one option for you. The other ways are to practice listening. Not just listening, turning on music, but yes, that's a great way to start. But really practice today, especially during this practice, this time where we can rest, practice listening to your own thoughts. Become the witness to yourself, remove the ego from the body, and allow yourself to fully be honest and hear what your body is saying. So, that is our element in a nutshell. How else can we balance this, though? Meditating, singing, getting outside, writing, journaling, podcasting, anywhere where you can express your voice. So as you're in your supported Savasana, you're still focusing on that breath. I want you to feel your body relaxing. Feel the skin softening. Feel your bones. And as we're starting to relax, we're going to tap into that breath. So our first option is the 4-7-8 breath. You will inhale to 4 counts. At the top of that breath, you hold for 7 counts, and then you exhale for 8. That's going to seem like a lot if you've never practiced that before, but go ahead and give it a try. I'll cue you through a few rounds. But if you find that that breath is just too hard to keep up with, or maybe your mind just, today is not your day to be doing that breath, we'll reduce the number. So then you can do 3, 5, and 7. So I'll start off with 3, 5, 7, and then I will trail off and let your breath and your mind work together. So let's take a deep inhale, and then let it go. Here we go. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Start your own count. Pause at the top of that breath. Exhale. So you've got this. Breathing at your own pace. We've got about 2 more minutes of this breath. So just allow yourself to be. There's no messing up. You just start over if you lost count. Keep using your breath. I've got my music on here in the background. See if you can soften. Letting the back of the head feel heavy. Your eyes are soft. Jaws relaxed. Your breathing is rhythmic and mindful. Allow your hips to feel the heaviest they've been all day. Maybe you just woke up. Feel the support under your knees. It's like an extra little hug. This is our last round. Finish up this last round of 4, 7, 8 breath. Slowly flutter the eyes open and just notice. Softly remove the blanket if you had it on you. You can gently lift yourself up, move those blocks off to the side, and roll back down. On an inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, reaching behind you, letting the arms drop to the floor. Just notice how long your body feels. When you breathe in, pull that breath in through your fingertips. Let the breath travel all the way down to your toes and out. One long line of energy. Slowly crawl both of your heels to the left side of your mat. Slowly hinge your upper body to the left side of your mat. So you can lift your shoulders up, hinge to the left, and then lay your shoulders back down. So what we're looking for is to make your body in kind of a C shape here, a half moon or a banana. This is called banana pose. You are welcome to grab opposite hands, wrists, forearms, or elbows above your head. And then for your ankles, it might feel good to cross one ankle on top of the other. Try right on top of left, see how that feels, see what the space in between is like, and then switch. Try left on top of right, and just notice that sensation. Remembering that these postures are designed to fit you, not the other way around. We're looking for a gentle side body stretch on the right side. These are longer holds, so allow yourself to really get comfortable. Maybe even rock the head side to side a few times. Just breathing in some space into your spinal column. Remembering that this element governs your ears, your throat, so notice what isn't there. Just notice where your breathing is at. Everything is soft. Your muscles are relaxed. Your mind is softening. Your energy is flowing. So our last 60 seconds here. Maybe you can breathe a little bit longer on the exhale. On your last exhale, go ahead and uncross those ankles. Walk the heels towards the center of your mat. Slowly hinge the upper body back towards the center of the mat. Let the arms come down by the sides just for a moment. Palms are up. And let's pause here in the stillness, in the surrender. Long breath. Inhale the arms back up overhead. We're taking banana pose to the other side. So let's crawl the heels to the right side or right corner of your mat. If you'd like to cross your ankles at this stage, go ahead and give your ankle cross a try. Maybe left over right, right over left, whichever one feels best for you. It does not have to be the same as what you did on the other side. When you found that comfortable leg position, go ahead and hinge your upper body towards the right side of your mat, making a C shape to the other side, grabbing opposite hands, wrists, forearms, or elbows. And again, just check in with your neck once again. Gently rock the head side to side, nice and slow. And then start to settle in. Feeling the sensation on the other side of the body. Maybe it's in the same areas, maybe it's different. As you're breathing and listening, focus on the sound of your breath. Focus on the energy it's bringing into your body. And the energy that's leaving your body. Here's your gentle reminder to relax the muscles in your shoulders. Our last 60 seconds. Take a long breath in, expand from the inside out, and a long exhale, let it all go. Slowly uncross the ankles, let the feet crawl back to the center of the mat, take your time. Slowly unhinge the upper body. Coming back to the center, and bring the hands down by your sides, palms up. Just notice the breath. So as you're laying here, reach around, look for your block unless you were using it. Grab that block, bend into both knees, plant the feet to the floor, and then take that block on its skinniest height and place it in between the thighs, and then just gently squeeze the thighs together so they're hanging on to your block. Slowly pull the knees and the block in towards your chest, or just lift the feet off the floor. We're working our way into a twist. So we're going to drop our knees over to the left side. Go ahead and grab your second block or blanket, though, and place it on the left side. So as you drop your knees to the left side, you can drop your knees to that block. If you don't need the block, let them fall to the floor. Arms come out to a T, and then bend into the elbows, making a 90-degree bend with those elbows. Cactus arms. So option here to turn the head to the right. We're going to spend 5 minutes here, you guys. 5 minutes. So I want you to be comfortable. If you're a little chilly, that air element is kicking in your house, place a blanket on yourself. So if you need to adjust the block in between your thighs, don't be afraid to mess with any of your props to help make you feel more comfortable. If you've got a pet in the house, maybe give them a little love. So remembering here in Yin Yoga are 3 principles. Principle 1 is to find your edge, meaning you go into each of these postures at like a level 3. If level 1 is just sitting there breathing, that's a 1. Level 10 is, dear Amy, I need to go to the hospital. We're not going there. Go in at a 3 because principle 2 is we hold these poses for time. I'm your timer. You don't have to worry about that. But the way these postures intensify is by adding time to them. So the longer the hold and the pose, the more intense it is. Principle 3 is to resolve to remain still. So try to not fidget. Try to rest and surrender. As I'm laying here, I noticed that my lower part of my legs below my knees did not feel supported, so I just added another block under my ankles. So take what you need from your props, leave what you don't. As you're here, with your eyes closed, just imagine floating outside of your body, looking down upon your shape, your structure, your energy. Become your own witness. Long breaths, smooth space, soft mind. If your body starts to grow heavy or release, you may find that you need to move some of your props. Continue to listen and honor your body. So we're going to make a smooth transition to the other side. Depending on what props you're using, I want you to decide how to make the same shape on the right. I want you to do it as smoothly and seamlessly as possible. So, to do that, I want you to lay here and think about what you're going to do first, how you're going to move mindfully. Think about the space in between the left and the right side. And when you're ready, make that transition. Nice and soft. As you make your way to your reclined twist on the opposite side, the knees are still bent. Maybe you're using a block in between the legs, maybe underneath the knee and between the floor. Just knowing that this side is completely different than the left. So as you make the shape, find what works best for you. Arms are still in that cactus shape or goalpost shape. Gaze is looking to the left this time. Let's open and close the jaw 2 or 3 times. Let it relax. Feel your breath, your life force, your ether, your space that connects you to everything else around us. This connects you to the air, to the fire, the earth, the wind, the metal, the wood, the water. If you'd like to connect a mudra to this element, lightly draw your middle finger to your thumb on both hands. Extend the index finger, the ring finger, and the pinky finger, letting the space or the ether element connect to the fire. Feeling that energy circle pulse through the connected fingertips. Allow your focus to rest right where the 2 tips touch. check in with your mudra. Just notice if your concentration is so focused you're pressing your fingertips together hard, or maybe your focus has started to wane and your fingertips are maybe floating or just barely drifting apart from each other. Bring that focus back into clarity or refinement. The tips lightly touch. It takes concentration. It takes the element of ether and brings it in. On your soft breath, let your mudra go. Let the gaze look towards the ceiling. If you had any props, slowly start to move them off to the side. Draw the knees into the chest and just give yourself a little hug. Arms can be wrapped around the legs. Maybe it's just hands on the knees or the shin. And let the hips rock side to side. Finding that space in between our transition. We're going to roll over onto all fours. So take your time getting there. There's no special way to take that shape. Just roll onto your side. Take your time getting there. Hands can come underneath the shoulders. Knees come under the hips. If you have sensitive knees, grab that blanket and put it under your knees. Fix your pants, do what you gotta do. Come on to all fours, tabletop shape. So let's take our time getting here. Spread the fingertips wide. Maybe just rock side to side, forward and back. Just observing your body from head to toe here. There's no right or wrong. I'm going to curl my toes under. You can do the same. Maybe shift the hips back. Remember, we're just moving our body naturally. This is the rebound pose. That pose in between all the poses that you can just move your body to what feels good. Just be aware of your physical shell, your bones, your skin. And then start to slow your movement down, coming to a nice sturdy tabletop. And we're going to move through a couple cat-cows here. So I'm going to tell you to move or start the movement from your tailbone. So let's start to lift the tailbone up. That means your belly will drop to the floor. Press your heart forward as you look forward. And let's just breathe into our cow pose here. On your next breath, let's round into cat. Or again, moving from the tailbone. Tuck the tailbone under. Let the back of the spine round up towards the sun. Chin to chest. Feel the space open between your shoulder blades. At the crown of the head, be heavy, reaching towards the floor. And then when you're ready, articulate into your cow from your tailbone. And then start to move at your own pace. Rounding into cat and cow at your own pace. Feeling the space in between your vertebrae open or flex and extend. A few more rounds of breath here. Just notice how your wrists are feeling. Good. So we're going to make our way into child's pose today. You have two options from here. Regular child's pose or extended. First option, regular child's pose. You can keep your knees on the block or on the blanket and bring them together so they're touching. You will grab both of your blocks, set them next to you in case you need them. Go ahead and fold yourself over your thighs and walk your hands forward. This block will be placed directly under your forehead. If your booty is lifting really far up off of your legs, that is okay. Put a block back behind you so you can still sit on something. So this is option 1, regular child's pose. Option 2 is extended. That just means big toes are still together. This time the knees go as wide as it's comfortable for you. Same thing here. Walk your hands forward, bringing your forehead down to a block, and rest. So you may or may not need a block back behind your thighs or behind your heels when your legs are wide. So if you don't need the block back there behind you, you don't have to have it. If you have any other variation that feels comfortable, go ahead and take it. So this is another long hold, you guys. 5 minutes, so I want you to make sure that you're comfortable. Grab anything else that you might need. Breathe into the space. Remembering this element fills all the spaces in between. So if there's times during this practice right now where you're not sure or feeling the lack of, or maybe it's a confidence issue, as you breathe here and fold forward, imagine coming into yourself. Again, become the witness. Maybe even float above your body, looking down at yourself. And while this is not my idea, I think it's an incredible exercise. Imagine yourself at the age of 10. Who were you? What did you stand for? And what did you need? What would you tell yourself, your 10-year-old self, now? Maybe be honest, be raw. It can be positive, it can be negative. We all have different experiences. We all came from different backgrounds. We all had different upbringings. We all have stored trauma, emotions, memories that play a role in our everyday life, that sometimes the ether brings to life when you slow down and listen. Start to extend your breath. Let your head be heavy. Got another minute here. Just notice if your breathing has changed now that you've changed positions. We've flipped to the other side. Our front body is compressing. On your inhale, lift your head gently off of the floor, the block. Start to walk your hands closer to your knees. Take your time getting up or coming up into this upright position. Take your time. We've got one last shape to take, and that's caterpillar. So I'm just going to have you take a seat on your blanket. And actually, I'm going to fold my blanket one fold smaller. This gives us a little bit of height. But go ahead and bring your booty to the edge of that blanket and extend your legs out in front of you. We're going to grab those blocks, place them underneath your knees, just like you did at the very beginning of class. And we're going to fold forward this way. So remembering with Yin Yoga, everything is rounded and soft, so we're not folding with a flat back or a straight spine. We're rounding everything down. So let's start by placing our hands on our heart. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat. Just feel how alive you are. Now lean forward just slightly so you're starting to pour your heart into your hands. Let the hands drop to the floor, your legs. Chin comes to the chest. Let the shoulders roll forward and then roll your spine forward. So think about bringing your forehead closer to your knees. It's a very soft caterpillar, very soft forward fold today. Maybe you grab another block, rest your head on it. You can even bend your elbows and place your forehead in your hands. Remembering to find the position that makes you the most comfortable, where you can be still. Final minute, you guys. Final minute. Listen to your breath move and travel. On your inhale, slowly start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. The spine come up nice and long. Slowly pull those blocks out from underneath your legs. Extend the legs out and just give them a little shake. So from here, you can take that blanket out from underneath you. Set it off to the side. Put those blocks back underneath your knees. And we're rolling down into Savasana town. Yogi nap time. So as you come on back down, same way we started class. Blocks underneath the knees if that's comfortable, or a big pillow. Go ahead and grab your blanket and cover yourself up. I promised you guys a long Savasana. If we get started right now, it'll be about 8 minutes long. So yes, I'm going to try and get quiet. I know I say I'm going to get quiet and stop talking, and I don't. But as you're getting comfortable, I will try and get quiet. Allow yourself to lay down here. Getting comfortable. Getting soft. Hi, Cassie and Michelle. Welcome to class. Welcome to your Savasana. Good. So as you start to close your eyes here, maybe again become your witness. Look at yourself from above. Observe things as they truly are. Remember to listen. Listening goes beyond what you can hear. Remembering ether is the origin of sound. Ether is the vibration of life. It resides around you, and it resides within you. Breathe into the space between your bones and your muscles. Bring awareness to your feet. Allow your awareness to travel to your knee joints. Breathe into the space between the joints. Allow your awareness to drift to your hips. Imagining your hips like a bowl. Imagine the space inside your bowl. The space travels to the heart. Think of the space between the jaw, the upper teeth, the lower teeth. And then allow the space to travel to your brain. The ether encases your beautiful mind from your physical skull. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Fill all your empty spaces. Open the mouth and let it go. Flutter the eyes open. Reach the arms up overhead. Maybe you slide the blocks off to the side with your legs so you can extend the legs long. Stretch, point the toes, rotate the wrists, the ankles, and roll onto your favorite side for fetal position. Drawing the knees into the chest. Breathing all that is you into the world. Slowly press yourself up into any comfortable shape. What a nice long Savasana, you guys. That felt so good, even for me. When you come up, let's bring our hands together, joining all 5 elements right at our heart space. Bringing our hands to our third eye space. Take a breath for yourself. Take a breath for someone you love. And take a breath for someone who may be suffering. Bring your hands back down to your heart space, knowing that your love and your breath matter. Thank you, yogis, for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. The light in me honors and respects the light in you. Namaste. Great job today, guys. This is our last element, ether. Such a good one. It's subtle but powerful. I have your yogi fortunes for you. I'm not even going to bother to try and make the camera zoom in on this because it hasn't worked the last, 10 times we've done it. All right, so here it is. Doubt whom you will, but never yourself. Damn, that's a good one. I say that every time. Well, I'll stick around here for a few minutes if you guys want to say hi. Stick around.